What's up? Patrick LaRouche here from Evolve Restorative Therapy. You can find me at livepainfreeprocess.com. I help people enhance their performance and eliminate pain for the long term, folks. So this is our video week tip, and we're going to be talking about shoulder hiking. This will cause a lot of different issues. You won't be able to turn your head very well, you won't have proper range of motion in the shoulders, and you'll look like you don't have a neck. It restricts the breathing pattern, it does so much, and it's so commonly well known that it's just accepted. So I want you guys to actually take a deeper look and see how much we can get our shoulders down. But here's the key to this. What we're going to be talking about is a symptomatic view. It's not just the driver of pain. We want to start looking at the body as why this is happening. But today's video tip is going to be all about getting you to understand how to, bring your shoulders down so you can regain some movement. Again, this is not going to eliminate pain for long term, but this is going to give you a lot of relief and actually give your shoulders some range of motion so you can process into a long-term event. Finding out why. I already did a video tip on some of these things, but I had a lot of questions saying go more in detail. So now I want to give you a little bit more detail. So, shoulder hiking also pairs well with the neck video that I did a few weeks back. So take a look at that if you haven't looked at it. But the muscle that we're going to be focusing on is levator scapula. When your shoulders go up high, your levator scapula is at work. That's just one of the many muscles that can actually cause this. So we're just going to pick on this one just this time, okay? Levator scapula brings your shoulders up. So you're stuck in this high position. What that naturally happens is asks the trap to also do some work, so that solidifies the motion and keeps you here. It keeps you at that raised position based off levator doing its job and holding tight, and that could be caused of many different reasons. One, sternocleidomastoid's not working on the opposite side, so it's actually doing some of your head rotation, and it's doing a lot. So it's going to raise your shoulders up, but then it's going to ask the big trap to help with the holding of it. And once it's held, that means the trap is going to start working harder and harder and harder. And with that trap working harder, it's going to turn down the electrical tone in one of the key muscles, which is your lats. Your lats actually going to bring your shoulders down, as well as it does some abduction work. It does a lot of different things, but one of the main things on it brings your scapula down. So it's going to bring your shoulders down. Those are the two muscles that we're going to be focusing on today. So what I'm going to show you is exactly where they are, how they lie, and what you have to do, whether it be foam rolling, trigger point work, or stretching. You want to look at all of those, okay? So job of the levator scapula is to elevate your scapula. So as you can see, it rolls your shoulder and your scapula up. It brings everything up. Straightens everything out here, and you're stuck in this tight position, this bigger position, but up high. So we want to start working with getting points all around the top of the head. Now, we spoke about this in the range of motion of the neck video. You want to start getting a lot of the attachment sites here through trigger point work. Look that up. Trigger point work throughout the neck is going to be key for getting levator through. I spoke in detail about the spin in the levator itself, and that's going to be the key spot. So if you haven't watched that video, watch that video next, or that tip. So remember, it runs all the way from the bottom of the head to the tip of the scapula, the very high part of the scapula. You want to either do some stretching through there, you want to do some trigger point work through there. Get it to start learning how to move down, not just up, but down. There's many different techniques you can do it. You can use contract and relax. You can bring them up, take a nice deep breath, and let it all drop. That's a commonly well-known one that people use to alleviate tension and mental stress. Take a breath, let it out. But I want you guys to focus on the contract and relax aspect of getting this to drop up, letting this drop down. Bring up, bring down. But you want to contract it as hard as you possibly can, and then learn how to really let it go. Learn to really let it go. Okay? That's one of the things that's the driver for your shoulders going up. Okay? We want to start focusing our lats, focus on dropping the scapula down. That's going to be key to this. It brings our scapula down. See that? It's very important you notice how it brings the scapula down. It's not just a straight down motion. It does it through a rotation of the scapula, but that's gonna be a major muscle that's gonna compete with the trap. That's the key component. You want something to compete with the trap, but because the trap is always so tight and always so used, it's naturally going to take down the defenses of the lat. So you want to really focus on getting this to start learning how to move. Everyone thinks about muscle tissue. It needs to contract, it needs to contract, it needs to contract. It's not always weak. It just can't do its work because it's fascially bound. So you want to do some real good foam rolling throughout the lat so the lat can actually do its job and compete with that. So once you get the trigger point works and the lat to move better through foam rolling, and then you can actually do some trigger point work there as well. Massage therapist is key for that. You know, once you get those things to move, then you have your shoulders dropping and able to be held. Then you can actually move and do some movements without hiking up the shoulder and using Levator as your stabilization for your head and upper body. So you want to be able to have your lats learn how to hold everything down low while you're going through so your arms can move properly. Once your arms start moving properly, then you're going to start having momentum. Then it can start pulling you forward just based off of gravity. If you swing your arms, your body's naturally going to want to follow it. That's the key thing that you want to start doing. Focusing on movement as easy as possible. If you're bound in an area, you see as soon as I bring up my shoulders, everything is harder to move. But as soon as everything drops, everything becomes a pendulum. Everything swings off itself. That's the key thing that you want to do. You want to start not exuding so much energy because you're so bound and tight. Once you let everything go, it's just sweet how easy it is to move. And that's the key point. It's clean movement. And you just want to get your body to do that. This is just one of the many different things that can hold your shoulders up. But if you start working with those two muscles in conjunction with each other, then you have a powerful tool to get your shoulders to drop. And that's key. So if you guys enjoyed this video, pass it along. If you guys know somebody that could use some enhancement performance, pass this along because this will help so many people. Help you run faster, swim harder, all the different things that you need your shoulder range of motion for. That's what this is for, shoulder range of motion. Get the shoulders to drop and you'll be pain-free. See you soon. Bye.